Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market, and wow, look at that, up $1,500 on the day, nearly up 4%, back to nearly $40,000. And I should honestly just switch my name to Master of Buying the Dip because that's where a lot of my profile gains come from. So if you're wondering why you're not getting great gains, the easiest answer is probably because you're not buying the dip, you're selling during the dip. So you really have to look at your strategy and zoom out and see, am I selling during the dip and am I buying when it's really rallying and stocks are at an all-time high? Or is it the opposite? I'm selling when stocks are high and everyone's talking about good profits they made. So remember, successful traders are made in the dip and real traders come out during the dip. So if you're selling during the dip, you really have to take a step back and ask if the stock market is for you. Maybe consider even investing in ETFs. People just love to get their feelings and emotions attached, and they can't buy in the dip for some reason. Even though they know that they're concerned for the long term and they're worried about the long term, and they're not going to, like, for example, I don't need this $40,000 in my account for the next few years. So why would I care if my account drops tomorrow or next week or even next month if I plan on having that money in there for 1 to 2 to 3 years, and I know the companies that I'm investing in over the next 2 to 3 years will be performing. So who really cares if it's dipping down a little bit lower? That's just presenting an opportunity for you to get a better deal. So let's talk about cryptocurrency first because it is up big. Litecoin nearly up 10%. And you can see I'm only up 2% to 3% right now. We have a $2,000 position at about 164 a coin. And I think that this one can rally back up to at least $200 to $215 per coin in the short term. And obviously go back to $300-400 in the long term. As far as Ethereum is considered, it's back to $2,500 a share, up 16% today. Wow, look at that rally. We're up 31% at an average cost of $1,900 a share. Like I was telling you guys, anything under $2,000 was a steal for long term. And if you're a long-term investor and you're not buying the dip, you should, like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be concerned about the short term because we know long-term cryptocurrency is definitely where it's at. Ethereum's where it's at. Bitcoin, 88, all these ones you definitely want to be buying during the dip. And as you can tell, I expanded my crypto portfolio in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin by about $5,000 total. All right. So after that, we have Ethereum Classic, and I'm still up 12% on Ethereum Classic, up $100. I think that one can at least go back to 100 per coin. There was a lot of hype around it. It flew to like 150, 170 per coin. After that, we have Dogecoin back to 33 cents. And I'm still up 87% on my Dogecoin. I'm going to let it ride because this is one that I think can get back to 50 cents, 60 cents again in the short term. And in the long term, I think that this one can go to new all-time highs, right around 75 cents or so per share. Now, last up, we have Bitcoin to 37,000 again. So it did not drop below that popular support. Remember, the popular support was right around 30,000 for Bitcoin and 36,000. So it held its head above water. It was able to keep up, and Bitcoin is definitely going to be going back to $50,000 in the short term and making new all-time highs in the long term, in my opinion. Now, after that, some stocks that I have been buying. FUBO, ticker symbol I talked about in the last video, is already up 4%. So we made already some good position on that. We're looking for about a 20-30% gain. And I think a lot of these growth stocks right now are positioned in a really, really good area. So if you built out your positions at a low price on these growth stocks, remember, a lot of these growth stocks had the all-time high around February and January, and now they're dipping a little bit lower. So they're positioned very well. D-Kings is another one, up 8%. We talked about them in the last video. Now we have up 10% already in just a few days on my DraftKings position, and I have a bigger position built out on my other portfolios. We have Square up 3%, and we have Twitter up 4.5%, which I also put in my last video. We're already up about 6% on that position. So if you watch my YouTube channel, congratulations, because you just made some money on FUBO, D-Kings, and Twitter if you bought it earlier this morning. Spotify up to about 2% still. I think it's shaping up still for a great swing trade. Remember, right around that 230, and even if it gets to that 190 mark, definitely don't pass that up. But I think it can easily swing trade back up to around $300 per share. ARC up about 3% on the day, and I think they can continue their ascend right now, at least to the support and resistance to around $125 per share. So that could be an interesting swing trade. Our Pinterest swing trade's going pretty good. Also, they're up about 4% on the day. Looks like they bottomed out right around $55 a share. So if you bought at $55, congratulations. This one can easily be swing traded up to around $75 to $70 per share. GNOG is a great one that we talked about buying between $9 and $11 per share. I don't think it ever got down to $9, but it definitely went to about $10 to $11 per share. And I think that this is another great growth stock that's positioned in a way that it's really close to the support right now, and it can definitely fly up to one of the higher resistances around $20 per share. Now, Beyond Meat is the one that we also bought during the dip, and I put in a lot of my close friends and my YouTube stories also, especially when it was below $105 per share. We were telling you guys to buy anything below $105 a share, and it's already up 15% from that point. I have about $2,000 into Beyond Meat. Right now, I have $1,600 just in my Robinhood account, and I probably have another $1,600 in my Webull account actually too. So probably closer to $3,000 into Beyond Meat. This one's an easy $135 a share stock, and that'll be a great gain, about 20%. And I think that this one can even go back to 160. As you can see how it happens with Beyond Meat, they have big cycles. They have a big spike here, and that's just in the last year. So we can easily see another big spike just in the day. They're up 12%. So we can continue to see them rally because that's what Beyond Meat is typically known for. Huge rallies, and then they pump and dump very, very frequently. So this is an OG stock that I have been trading for a while and making a lot of money off swing trading also. So anything under now $120 a share, I think that's even a good place to get into Beyond Meat. But you probably want to have a little bit more of a long-term mindset, like 6 to 12 months, if you are getting around $120 a share. Now, a lot of people were saying Shopify was overvalued and an overvalued company. They're up 4% on the day. And since we bought them at $1,100, which I was suggesting to you guys in a lot of my videos that you probably remember watching, we're already up 15% on Shopify. So if you want, you can take your profits, consider it a swing trade, sell out at 15%. But I think personally that Shopify will go higher. And as you can see, these support and resistances are pretty easy to follow on Shopify. Also, Netflix is another one that I was talking about, that the support and resistance are pretty easy to follow. So I'm sure we will make money on Netflix also if you look at their support and resistance. If you pull up the 1 year chart, it's pretty easy to follow here. So currently, right now, you can take some profits on Shopify. Personally, I'm holding for long term because I can see this one at least $1,500, if not more, in the future. Now, after that, we have NEO up 6% to $36 a share. I think that this is a great swing trade also, but more of a long-term position or a long-term swing trade. You're going to want to hold for at least 6 months, and I think that this one can easily be $45 to $55 a share again. And the last one that we'll talk about is Tesla, that we definitely put in the videos before. Remember, I was telling you guys, buy anything under $500, anything under $600 a share. If you see a 5 in front of it, buy Tesla and hold for long term. And you would currently be up on your position. So remember, it's all about buy and hold for long term. Buying the dip is one of the most powerful things in the stock market. And in my training course, my video program that makes you a more experienced stock market trader and how to invest the right way from the beginning, if you have zero experience, we learn about why buying the dip is so powerful and strategies around it too. So if you guys need more help, more one-on-one investments, if your profile is not looking like this today, if you're not up $1,600, then you definitely are doing it wrong. And make sure you get some one-on-one help. If it's not from me, then someone else. But if you like how I articulate things, and we're up, by the way, if you want to see my long term, we're up about 55% on the year, up $14,000 on the year. I also have an amazing program on Instagram, so shoot me a message on Instagram. That's the only way you can get a hold of me, is if you DM me on my portfolio. We almost have 100,000 followers, and you can actually click on success number 3 and see what people are saying, the most recent people are saying about my program and the results they're experiencing. You can also go to success number 2 and look through that also. So guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. That was the full thing. If you found value in it, make sure you share with a friend and subscribe if you're not on YouTube already. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.